Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Apex Investor. This is the update for, let me see the date here. It is September 23rd, Thursday. So this is the update for yesterday. This is the channel where we look at the biggest and best opportunities in the stock market before they happen. We also provide you with the best entry and exit strategies for your stocks, especially the trending stocks more specifically. Today's biggest loser was EAR. It's a funny name, 68% negative. Big winner was MRM, Japanese stock, up 73%. And I think that's all for the trend. I should say the big winners and losers. MRM had unusual volume. And I think that's, we'll leave it at that and we'll go to the trending stocks next. You're looking at the trending stocks. Big movers and shakers. IronNet was down 19%. Going to take a closer look here at that. Going to take a closer look at that. Sava was up almost 15% today. We're going to look a little bit closer at Metamaterials as we always do. That was up above $5 today. As we get closer to the end of the year, December 31st, we're going to see the stock Metamaterials really take off. That's my prediction. I'm not a financial advisor or expert. Take what I say with a grain of salt. These are just my opinions. And you do what you do. You're accountable for your actions and your decisions. Okay, moving on. Bitcoin. Let's look at QuantumScape. They're up 14%. So they're continuing on a tear. That is just slowly and steadily rising. Really good stock. They were up at, I think, 200 at one point. And they've been, I think, shorted massively. Who else is moving up? FCell is up 8%, not 10%, but I'm just going to honorable mention to them. FCell. Not too many movers and shakers today. Well, we had a few. Bitcoin is up at 44.6K. That's good news. It's getting closer and closer to 50. I feel like that could be resistance. But with Bitcoin, you never really know. It's looking like the predictions of getting to 100K may not come true by the end of the year, but we'll see. Mavis is up a little bit. Microvision. And we're going to end with AMC. They're at just below $40 at $39.98. GameStop 191.24. BlackBerry was up 10%. So that's good news. You don't really see BlackBerry moving too much, but that was a mover today. Going to take a closer look at IronNet to determine, is this support? Because we've been looking at the stock as well in the last week or so. And I was saying that the expert entry level, you want to get this around $10 or less. And then the next tier, hard difficulty, you're looking at 10 to 13. And then the next tier, 13 to 20. So yeah, we are getting closer to some kind of level of support. I would prefer to get this at $10 to 13 at the most. And we can see resistance is looking like $40 or even 30 to 40. So that's IronNet, and the volume was actually above the average. So is this just a pump and dump? I don't think so, but we'll see. Time will tell. Looking at Metamaterials Day, they had a volume of 11 million, so under half the average, and was trading between 505 to 543. I was saying that $4 is looking like support, and we can see at least 481 is looking like pretty good support in the short term. But in the long term, I think you're looking at a level of $4, especially with these surges right here at the 412 mark. And then another surge here, curiously, around 518. So this is really stable right now. It's very stable over this past month. It's been pretty much over $5 for the most part. just dipping a little bit here and there at the 480 levels. But this is really set to explode. Like even if I was not in the stock, this is really rearing up for a big boost. All it needs is a news catalyst, and it could certainly get into the double figures really quickly. So that's Metamaterials for you. We'll look at Wall Street Bets next and see what's going on if there's any news on Twitter. A bunch of announcements and a bunch of posts. Specifically, George tweeted this German article to which I went to, and there was no translation. However, someone did translate it. I believe it's right here below. It says here, with a market cap of just under 1.2 billion euros, the Nasdaq stock Meta already has unicorn status at first glance. The stock that went public in May and is valued at more than 330 times its turnover appears to be overvalued, but the Canadians have pioneered the new metamaterials megatrend over the past 10 years and have a multi-year competitive advantage with 149 filed, 82 granted patents. We'll just skip ahead a little bit here. The company produces a range of highly functional materials. Skip over that. The market for metamaterials is expected to grow with an annual growth rate of 23.7% until 2027. Experts estimate a market volume of more than 10.7 billion in 2030. So again, that's 10 years from now, or less than 10 years from now, we could see this company increase tenfold, perhaps in the price per share. So right now we're at around $5. So you're looking at between 50, maybe even $100. But I think 50 is even lowballing it in the next 10 years. We'll see what happens. Meta specializes in the use of advanced functional films that block, diffract, or amplify light. This technology is used in the generation of electricity and thermal energy, as well as in acoustics, sensor technology, or the new 5G technology. As the world moves towards renewable energies, the integration of metamaterials and nanocomposites will inevitably increase. The takeover of nanotech security for $72.6 million, which should be completed in October this year, is intended to create synergies, accelerate scaling, and expand the product range. In addition, Meta will work on doubling nanotech's production capacity from a planned 7 million square meters to 15 million square meters by 2023. The 68,000 square meter new metamaterials plant in Nova Scotia will grow with the increased production capacity. It's pretty good translation besides Nova Scotia being backwards. They are developing into a market leader in the provision of optical metamaterials in large quantities and can reduce production costs at the same time. The Canadian company has the potential to become a global leader in these new materials, metamaterials. Investors should definitely watch the stock. So that is a great translation. Thank you for that. Keep looking for worthy posts to read. Development that could be very significant to metamaterials. It's talking about overstock. In spring 2020, Overstock issued a digital dividend, which resulted in a short squeeze of their stock. So this is a similar situation that Metamaterials is in. They issued a dividend. Several short hedge funds filed a lawsuit against Overstock, claiming the dividend was illegal stock market manipulation. The case has been dismissed and reopened multiple times with a final verdict issued just yesterday. A dismissal of the lawsuit with prejudice. This means there is no possibility for a further lawsuit. For all intents and purposes, it is closed, case closed. It can now act as a legal precedent if short hedge funds file a similar lawsuit against other companies, such as Torchlight Metamaterials, that issue digital dividends. Let's try that again, digital dividends, NFTs, crypto rewards, etc. Such non-traditional dividends have no specified cash value, so they cannot be covered by short sellers. in order to maintain their short positions. Let me repeat that. That is a very important point. Such non-traditional dividends, or let's just call them as they are, dividends, like preferred A shares, just like Metamaterials has set apart, they have no specified cash value, so they cannot be covered by short sellers in order to maintain their short positions. They cannot cover these dividends. Consequently, they have no position, or I should say they have no option but to close their positions by buying back the stock in the open market. The result, as exampled by the overstock case, the share price increased by 36 times over 5 months. It was absolutely catastrophic for shorts. The ruling yesterday is therefore extremely significant, as it means GameStop and even Metamaterials have legal precedent to protect themselves against similar lawsuits if they choose to issue a digital dividend in the future. Consequently, there are now two catalysts that short hedge funds have no control over, but very likely, highly likely to trigger the mother of all short squeezes if they actually happen. Digital, was that RS through computer shares? I don't know what DRS is, but by apes of a float's worth of shares in a legally protected digital crypto dividend or NFT issuance by GME. And there's the last page here. And that's it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's relevant to Metamaterials. Although it wasn't a digital dividend, it's still a dividend and they still need to cover. So that's a good perspective on what's been going on. Yeah, we are waiting for the dividend. Again, that's going to take some time. They still have to sell off the assets. That's step one in doing that. And that has to take place no later than December 31st. That's the deadline that was stated by Metamaterials, I believe, in their quarterly press release. And then subsequently, they will then have time after that to release the dividend. It's almost like release the Kraken, release the dividend. That's going to take at least, I believe, 4 to 6 months. That's just my estimation. Anyhow, worst case scenario, a year, but I don't think it's going to take that long. We'll see. Time will tell. Nanotech announces a change in date for final court hearing to approve the proposed arrangement with Meta. It was September 30th. It will now be the 29th. So that's interesting. They moved it up a day. Just one question. Okay, so we have 4 more posts to look at. Hopefully they're worth my time. Pardon my ignorance. Can they release a lightsaber? I don't know about that. I don't think they're into laser technology. I think they're into anti-laser technology. So we'll see about that. That's a little funny post there. Translated from a German source. I think I read this already. Yeah. Okay, I did read this. So we have 2 posts remaining. So we had a huge day today, according to some. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's a huge day, but it is a good sign overall of the health of the stock, that it is very stable in the last month or so. It has not dipped below $4. It has not dipped below $3, where it was $2.80 at one point. So we're looking at bright days ahead. Metamaterials held above 520. We are looking at an explosive Friday. We'll see. I don't know. The next high volume days are going to be huge. The shorts cannot afford to keep us down any longer. We'll see about that. I don't know. Let's hope we can smash 6 and take this to the moon. I do believe if we do break $6, we're going to see a run up, but any panic from the hedge funds, the short hedge funds. So we'll see. I don't think it's all dependent on this week or next month or the next 2 months. It certainly is, in my opinion. Towards the end of December, we'll see definitely some big movement before then, or even around that date. And then certainly with the dividend being issued to shareholders, and paid out, that's going to be very interesting to say the least, and could even trigger a short squeeze, even a gamma squeeze leading to a short squeeze. So we'll see. Again, it's a lot of speculation, but George did set us up. He set up Metamaterials and shareholders with three very big catalysts, not really depending on a news catalyst. It's simply the merger, number one, the dividend, number two, and number three was the reverse stock split. Those are all good things in the big picture, but right now we don't see the benefits, but we'll see them later on. Just we all have to be patient. Everyone check the 180 chart. Look how close we are to wide open sky. Literally, guys, there's no resistance at all after 550. Do not let them get into the weekend above. Well, I don't know what that means. Or we'll miss the biggest opportunity of our lives to bury them once and for all. Okay. You know what? We don't know. But if we do close above 550 or better yet, above $6, that's going to be very good to close this week out. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for your time, and tune in tomorrow for update. And just God bless you all, and God bless your investments.